Welcome back to the channel. Today, we uncover the mysterious and dirty assassination of Walter Krivitsky, a former Soviet intelligence officer who dared to defect to the West and paid the ultimate price. His death in 1941 was officially ruled a suicide, but many believe it was a targeted assassination by Stalin's agents, desperate to silence one of their most dangerous defectors. Let's dive into the dramatic life, betrayal, and suspicious death of Walter Krivitsky, a man caught in the deadly shadows of early Cold War espionage. Who was Walter Krivitsky? Walter Krivitsky, born Samuel Ginsburg, was a senior Soviet military intelligence officer who operated across Europe during the 1920s and 30s. He specialized in covert operations and espionage on behalf of Soviet Russia. However, the rise of Stalin's brutal purges, which targeted even loyal agents, horrified Krivitsky. In 1937, after seeing friends and colleagues eliminated, he made a bold decision. He defected to the West. Krivitsky began exposing Soviet spy networks, warning the US and Britain about Stalin's plans, and even providing early warnings about Nazi-Soviet cooperation. Life on the run. After defecting, Krivitsky lived a life of constant fear and secrecy. He wrote a sensational book in Stalin's secret service, revealing the dark inner workings of Soviet intelligence. His testimony before US and British intelligence was critical in exposing Soviet espionage activities in Europe and the West. But by becoming a whistleblower, Krivitsky painted a target on his own back. He knew Stalin had a long reach, and that he was being hunted. The death. February 1941. On February 10, 1941, Krivitsky was found dead in a Washington, D.C. hotel room with a gunshot wound to the head. There was a typed suicide note, but many aspects of the scene immediately raised suspicions. Friends insisted he had shown no signs of suicidal intent and had even made future plans. The fact that Soviet assassins had already killed other defectors at the time made many believe Krivitsky was murdered on Stalin's orders. Despite these doubts, the official verdict was suicide. Why it's considered dirty. Assassination disguised as suicide, a classic method used by Soviet agents to eliminate enemies quietly. Silencing a defector to prevent further exposure of espionage networks. State-sponsored political murder carried out on foreign soil, far from Soviet borders. Krivitsky had warned shortly before his death, "Stalin never forgives betrayal." And it seems he was right. Legacy and impact. Walter Krivitsky's death was one of the early warnings about the ruthlessness of Soviet operations abroad. His insights helped the West understand the depth of Stalin's espionage machine. His story also marked the beginning of the Cold War's deadly intelligence wars, where defectors often lived under the constant threat of assassination. The dirty assassination of Walter Krivitsky was a silent battlefield victory for Stalin, but it also served as a grim warning. In the world of espionage, defection often leads to death. Krivitsky's courage in exposing hidden crimes reminds us of the high stakes in the fight for truth during the darkest days of political conflict. If you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, who should we expose next? Until then, stay curious.